Good evening, Mets fans, and welcome to the New York Mets Lounge. I am a diehard and struggling soul Mets fan. I'm joined by Jay The Chozen one. That's probably the same. He's going to do a live stream. He and I are going to rock. Maybe later in the live stream, we may put the link out there for others. Possibly, we'll see how this goes. But excited to get together and chop it up with you guys. Jay The Chosen one is in the building. Salute, bro. What's good?
Salute. How you doing, my brother?
Man, good, man. Good, man. I'm just really, really good, man. Excited for the channel. Excited for this Mets content. Man, we have a long overdue conversation that we need to share with other diehard Mets fans, and I'm ready. I'm ready for the action, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah, me too.
So, hey, let's get started with this because I know you were interested in what we were going to talk about, but the general Mets conversation is a winding conversation, bro. There are so many things to talk about, and there aren't channels on YouTube like this one where we can get on and talk the way that we had like to have that talk to us, bro. Right. So this is a Mets fans channel and not a news breaking channel, right? So how do you feel about the Mets offseason thus far?
If I graded it like a school paper, I would give it a D.
Oh, wow.
But I'm also grading it at like a school paper as a Mets fanatic, right? So I say D. Why? Because I expected after the 5-year promise that they would have attacked this year right off the bat.
Right.
And normally I have a lot more patience with it because I know how off seasons work. Off seasons are generally not, jump started the moment that it's available.
Right.
Got the GM meetings, you have all the other meetings, you got everything.
Right. Yeah.
So but I did expect them to like make a splash. Maybe or two.
Right. What type of splash were you expecting?
I guess in a way I was expecting immediately. All right, so I'm going to be, if you're going to get rid of, we seem to be looking for a righty that has power and could hit home runs, and we got rid of a handful of people. That was the splash went backwards for me this year. Now I'm okay with that part, but if you're looking for something that you had, that part, I know that it's going to pluck at some people's heartstrings and stuff. Yes, it seems like we had that splash here at first base, but we didn't win anything with them. So it's for me, it's hard to answer that. It's like, I guess was I looking for Tucker right away? Maybe. Would I have been okay with Bellinger right away? Maybe.
Right.
I have this thing played out in my head where, because we were talking to Cleveland about Quan, that the perfect fit at third base would be Jose Ramirez, a 30 and 30 guy every year. And there was a little talk going on, a little fodder, nothing crazy. I usually only look at a couple of places for my info, but that's a splash. You know, Jorge Polanco is a nice move.
Right.
But
it is.
It's a nice move. It's not a splash.
Right. Right.
So, you know, what were you thinking about? After last year, you had the opportunity, the ball's in your court, legitimately in your court, down to the last minute, and
you choke things away
all the way, not even get a run.
Right.
Yeah.
So for me, the fact that we lost doesn't sit lightly with me, because we could have. I feel like if we made it, we could have beat anybody in the playoffs. We had the potential to, but at the same time, if you can't even win game 162 against the Florida Miami Marlins, you don't deserve to be in the playoffs. Right? You don't deserve to be in the playoffs if like, you don't deserve to be in the playoffs if you can't beat the Miami Marlins on the last day of the season, with a season on the line. If you can't beat them in game 162, who are you going to beat in the playoffs? And the thing that frustrated me is that these guys know that you get extra, you get money, you get playoff money.
Yeah.
So even money was on the line. These dudes didn't. Even if you're selfish, right? Even if you're super selfish, bro, and you can't even play even if you don't want to play with these guys, you can at least play for money.
Yeah.
Playoff checks, bro. And in game 162, they laid an egg, bro.
Laid a major egg.
And so to think about how the season finished, man, I'm just glad it ended the way it should have ended, man. Right? Here's the thing. The team was rolling. David Stearns made some moves at the trade deadline. They backfired. Totally destroyed the team and team chemistry. Right? Yep. Now you dragging dudes along. And now, instead of having dead weight, you have dead weight on top of the dead weight you had before the trade deadline. Right? And then now you get to game 162. You can't even win to extend your season. Right? To me, man, like I was in such a rush to get to the off season, bro. I mean, yeah, I have a lot of thoughts, bro. I have a lot of thoughts. So Kevin and who is that? Maya, what is that? Mayaguez Mets, JJ, all the subscribers up to the channel, man, salute to y'all. But I'm increasingly frustrated with David Stearns, and I'm increasingly frustrated with Carlos Mendoza. I am super proud and excited with Steve Cohen, right? Because since he's been the owner, he spent 1.3 billion with a B on payroll.
The big B.
Right. On payroll. Now, mind you, I know you're like, well, so what? He can afford it, blah, blah, blah. Listen, I come from the Doubleday and Wilpons era. Where the Wilpons spent zero money.
Yes.
Right? The Wilpons spent zero money. Even before the Bernie Madoff thing, they nickeled and dimed. Right? How many great Mets did you see walk away? You're not frustrated by the Jose Reyes just walking away? He wanted to be a Met. They wouldn't even offer him.
If we can, I don't even want to talk about that,
bro.
I might get emotional on this channel. We talk about that, like really emotional. You might have to play some music, something soft, you know, and quiet, relax me down. When I saw him put on that uniform, I watched the whole thing. I'm not gonna front. I'm gonna tell you straight the truth. I cried. I was like, "How you let this guy go? This guy was all Mets all the time,
All Mets all the time, bro.
all the time. When he first moved out, he didn't move too far from me, right where I'm at, and was get before it started growing hair, was getting his little tapers at the Dominican spot right around the corner of where I was at, and bumped into him, and he was friendly, and man, you don't let go of that player. That player is, and so we're talking about a guy from your system you raised. That's your guy. That's your team.
Right.
Like, right? There's certain players that are just like to me, he was. I'm going to say this, and I don't know how other people feel about this, but to me, Jose Reyes was equally as important as David Wright.
I always felt that too.
And that comes from that comes from the fact that they came up together, they played together. Pardon me.
Yeah.
And they were like best friends. They were the entire left side of the infield.
But Fred, how do you let Reyes go and then bring in Michael Kadai? You remember Michael Kadai?
Of course, that was big brother to David Wright.
How do you
Mike
let Reyes
Kadai.
go and then spend money in other areas saying that you don't have the money?
Yeah. That's horrendous. And he kept pitching for himself. Like, it was sad to me.
Right.
Right. So, and you're talking about a player that gave his all. Never, it's not a disturbance, just a kid who wants to play and steal bases and show off his arm and play till the wheels came off.
Show off his speed.
Right, his speed. Yep. And play till the wheels came off for the New York Mets.
That's why I'm frustrated about this offseason. This offseason should have been a decisive offseason of this is the direction that we're going in, and this is what we're doing. Now, here's the thing. So pitchers and catchers report in about 5 weeks, right?
Mm-hmm.
Pitchers and catchers report in about 5 weeks. And right now, you don't even know the direction of the team. And the thing about David Stearns is this: I know he likes to keep things close to the vest, but it's New York, bro. It's New York. You want to have people turn on you. You want to have people turn on you, lose, look like an idiot, and then stay quiet about it. The narratives will write themselves, right?
They sure will. And the quiet thing is the killer, right? Like, if you sit here and you tell us, they're making things obvious, and there's nothing more frustrating than things that seem obvious, right? Now they could be pulling the jux on us, right? They could be like, yeah, we're not doing anything, and here comes Tucker Bellinger, Ramirez,
and Suarez.
Suarez, and everybody. Right. And they could be doing that, but the likelihood of that is probably as likely as like Jose Reyes coming back.
Right.
So, I'll tell you what. We are 2 years removed from 2 games away from the World Series.
Yeah. Shout out Mark Vientos.
A big reason why we got 2 games away was because Mark Vientos was going off the chain in that during the playoffs.
He jumped the Dodgers by himself.
But
He jumped them. The Dodgers felt like that was their coronation, and Mark Vientos was like, "Hold my beer," or whatever it is millionaires drink. Whatever it is millionaires drink. What do millionaires drink, right? Like whatever young swaggy millionaires drink. Mark Vientos was like, "Hold that."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Hold my bubblegum champagne.
Yeah,
No doubt. So yeah, I mean, listen, this is it's very unique situation. Like I don't remember a time where we went out, spent. Well, there's never been a time where we went out and spent that much money on one player. But then we went out and spent all this money on a player. And so for me, there's no way that we should be at a D right now after we went out and spent almost a bill on a player that's supposed to be our long-term player. We still have Lindor, who's just probably at the last year of his prime, maybe around his prime. What's Lindor?
32.
2?
He turned 32 in November.
All right, he just turned 32. All right. Yeah, that too. And
let me. I want to say a point to this. Hey, so yeah. Kevin, thank you for bringing that up to us. Right. Here's the thing about that, and if this sounds familiar, I'm sorry if I repeat myself. Understanding that in this content creation space, I'm always assuming that we're adding new people to the audience, right? So if I say this and you heard it before, just understand that we're building a channel, and some people will be hearing this for the first time. The Mets could have gone to Pete Alonso, offered him the same contract as the Orioles or similar, and told Pete Alonso, you're the everyday DH, right? You're the everyday DH, but we're going to give you this sweetheart contract because we want you to hit 500 home runs as a Met or something crazy like that. Like something crazy that happens with other franchises that never happens with the Mets, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like it'll be as if like towards the end of Noah McLean's career, you sign him to a sweetheart deal so he can win 200 games as a Met, right? You could have gone to Pete Alonso and said, Pete, hey, man, the defense ain't it. We understand you want to play first base. What we'll do is make you the full-time DH, and then you'll occasionally get some reps at first base. But we got to improve defense at first base, right? So what you could have done right now on Pete's and on Pete's side, Pete probably would have said, no, I want to play first base every day. I want the money, and I want to play first base every day. And then you could have been like, Pete, that's a bridge too far for us. Pete, that's a Verrazano bridge. That's too far for us, right? Right. So then you could have gone to both sides agreed to walk away, but you could have gone to the media and said, hey, listen, we needed to improve our infield defense. We offered Pete, we love and value Pete. We wanted him to be here, but in a different role. We value his leadership and mentorship. We value what he brings to the lineup, but we had to improve our infield defense. And not to say Pete's a terrible defender. We just want to get better defensively over there, right? And then Pete in his press conference in Baltimore would have said the Mets made me an offer. They really wanted me to stay. I just feel like I'm an everyday defender, right? Mets fans would have been like, okay, I understand why both parties went their own way, went separate ways. I understand that. But the Mets didn't do that.
No, they didn't.
The Mets made it abundantly clear in 2024 that Pete Alonso wasn't going to be here. In 2024, with the negotiations between Pete and the organization, you had a sense that Pete wanted to be here and the Mets didn't want him to be here. And then he played the whole season with that cloud over his head all season, knowing that he was going to have to make this difficult choice in the 2025 offseason. It's the reason why Pete Alonso signed so quickly with Baltimore. He knew he was gone. Baltimore knew he was gone. The Mets knew he was gone. But here is the thing that really got to me. If you knew that Pete was gone, why wasn't the Mets fast tracking a prospect to easily fill into Pete Alonso's spot? Like legitimately, if Pete Alonso was gone, why is there no Ryan Clifford being fast tracked? Or why is it Mark Vientos playing first base at times last season in order to make a seamless transition? Right? So if you're asking me, man, there are a lot of things I'm pissed off about, right? Legitimately, I understand it, but then at the same time, there are a lot of things. There are a lot of things I understand that Steve Cohen is in over his head, because you don't go out and spend half the value of the Florida Marlins or Miami Marlins in payroll. Legit, this dude spent a percentage of a Major League Baseball team's value in payroll.
Two of them, Tampa and them.
Yeah, right. Legit, Steve Cohen just gave a blank check to David Stearns and whoever, Epler, whoever, to bring in guys to help improve the team immediately. You don't spend that much money. You don't give blank checks to people just to have this happen. Steve Cohen wants to win. I understand the casino conversation and all of that, but you know what Steve Cohen could have done? He could have not put that money in payroll and took that $1.3 billion and built them damn casinos.
No doubt about it.
But he didn't.
He got a far less priced last year to throw into right field. Actually, because we were coming off of a incredible season, the truth is he really didn't have to even go after Soto.
He didn't.
He didn't even have to do that. You know what I'm saying? And so the fact that he did do that said to me, I want to win. We want to win.
I'm going out and right away too.
Right. I promised you the 5 years. This is how I feel about you guys. Let's not forget Steve Cohen, Great Neck, New York, lifetime Mets fan, richest owner in baseball.
Right.
Changed the stadium, biggest screen.
Biggest jumbotron in the game, bro.
In the game. Dopest one.
Yep.
Okay. One of the best times. One of the best sandwiches too. But I'll get in that another time. I'll talk about that another time. And believe me, it's real good. It's real good. He didn't have to do any of that stuff.
Right.
He could have kept he could have went out and got us some sort of, he could have brought up a kid early. He could have went out and got us, somebody subpar. Maybe he could have went out and made a little trade. He didn't have to do any of those things.
Right.
Definitely, without a doubt, Steve Cohen wants to win, and he wants to win now.
Right.
This is the same man that we've been screaming for years. Why is there no statue of the franchise player? It's done.
Right.
It's done. He brought back Dwight Gooden, my favorite pitcher of all time, inducted into the Mets. Took out the number, never wore again. Strawberry, Keith Hernandez, David Wright. I could keep going. What the man has done for our team, for us to enjoy the games, and for us to have some nostalgia for the older fans. Some like my son's favorite player was David Wright. One of my favorite players was Doc Gooden. For us to both be able to enjoy that during the year, that's a smart man, knowing his fan base.
Right.
So why I'm giving it a D, again, is we didn't jump out and go out and lock down this for me, it's go out and lock down a pitcher and a hitter instantly.
Right.
Now, there is something else I believe that they're suffering from.
Right.
PCA-itis or PCA something.
Right.
We've done this before. We've traded somebody for somebody, and that somebody turned out to be who should be in center field right now for us.
Right. But there was something. I think we're going to regret the Giants trade. Right. I think we're going to wind up regretting that.
Yes.
Right? Because we gave up. Oh, geez. Chat. What prospects did we give up in the Giants trade? I keep forgetting.
Yeah. JJ, I think JJ knows the name. The guy threw like 107 miles an hour.
Right. I'm gonna Google it just to see. I'm gonna Google it to Jose Budo and Drew Gilbert. The Mets gave. Oh my God! When I think the Mets gave up Jose Budo, Drew Gilbert, and Blade Tidwell to the Giants for Tyler Rogers, bro.
Wow.
Bro, we gave up Blade Tidwell, Drew Gilbert, and Blade Tidwell. Jose Budo, Drew Gilbert, and Blade Tidwell. Right. I'll put it in the chat.
Yeah. I'll put Budo on the side. But
because Budo was
he was like starting. Budo had a good year the year prior to the year.
Right.
But but Drew Gilbert, Blade Tidwell, and by the way, let me ask you a question. Where's Rogers right now, by the way?
Free agency. He's a free agent, right?
Yeah, he's gone.
Right.
So yes, I am talking about the Javi Baez deal. Yes, I am talking about the Baez deal.
The Javi Baez deal. Yeah.
When I'm talking about that,
but the Javi Baez deal, though, and Jay and I talk about that a lot. It's do you give up in that trade? Do you give up Pete Crow Armstrong or Alex Ramirez? And at the time, both played great defense, right? Both were Gold Glove caliber defensive potential guys, right? Both of them. Pete Crow Armstrong is smaller, but he had Gold Glove potential in center. Alex Ramirez had Gold Glove potential in center. Neither one of those guys were hitting in the minors, right? And so do you go with a smaller center fielder? And PCA is not tiny, but compared to Alex Ramirez, he is. Oh, right. Alex Ramirez gave you early Carlos Beltran vibes. Early vibes. Now, I'm not saying AAA MLB vibes, right? But Alex Ramirez, if he could make contact, he gave you Carlos Beltran vibes. So if you're looking at, if you have two of them, right, you could be
Yeah.
like, you know what we'll do? We'll trade neither and bring them up. One will play left, the other will play center, and you'll have two gold glove caliber guys, and then you could put your bat in right, right? You could put your bat in right. A guy that can, a home run hitting guy with a strong arm, make the throw to third base and home, right?
Yeah.
But in terms of patrolling that vast space in Citi Field, you put a left fielder out there and a center fielder. They shift over a little bit, and you basically encroach on right field a little bit, where your center fielder is playing like maybe straight up center, shaded right, and your left fielder is playing left field, shaded center. So you cover all that ground out there, right? But the thing is, hey Kevin, man, I know too much of this. I tell Jay all the time, like, I have too much Mets knowledge, bro. I had
he tells me the same thing.
I had to get this stuff out of my system, bro. I gotta get this stuff out of my system, bro. Like legit, I'm still mad, bro. We're still mad at Luis Guillorme not being here.
Yeah. How about that?
About that earlier.
Yo, the funny thing too, Kev, is that he'll tell me, I know too, talking to me, he goes, yo, you know way too much about this stuff. And I'm laughing like, bro, you know just as much as I do.
Mine doesn't come from research, it comes from pain.
Right.
Yo, Blade took out. Yo, Blade took
Look at that.
Yeah,
This is the place to be. If you got that right now, this is the place to be, because we're all here for you. Believe me.
Right.
So just to let me just recover this second. What I'm saying, and I think that you said it perfectly, is that they have, because we have one of the best farm systems.
Yeah.
I mean, we have people coming that are even better than the people that are about to come here.
Yeah.
All right. And like, so that was to put a little cherry on, or to add to, because if you're not done with it, then there's no for the cherry. But to add to what you were talking about, Alex Ramirez, 6'4", 3'4",
6'4", 190.
Yeah, 190.
Yeah.
And if I remember correctly, and I would love to go back if anybody knows this answer or not, but did they ask for Alex and we said no and gave them PCA?
And gave them PCA, right?
If you know that answer, let me know, because I actually think that's what happened.
That is what happened.
Yep.
That is what happened. One had a higher ceiling than the other. Like PCA was what's the center fielder we had that was an excellent defender but couldn't hit?
Juan Lagares,
right?
Come on, you should be asking me that stuff, man.
Yo.
They know. Come on, you guys know. By the way, I was just talking. Who was I talking to about Juan Lagares, man? I'm not gonna worry. You're gonna live forever, Uncle Freezie.
Forever and ever, bro.
And ever. That man could get the ball anywhere.
Right.
We always have players like that. The Ray Ordonez don't make an error for 3 years, but can't hit the ball. 3 years.
Yep, but can't hit.
Juan Lagares, man. Oh my God.
Juan Lagares.
If Juan knew, look, if he could hit 260
with back then 260, not now 260.
Right, not now 260. Back then 260, and get you, I don't know, 15 home runs.
Oh my God, bro!
All-star. All-star. Yeah,
Bro,
I remember Mike Cameron too. Yeah, no doubt.
bro, yeah, man.
Well,
Oh my God, bro. You are talking about, man. But to the PCA to the PCA and Alex Ramirez thing. Um, PCA reminded Mets fans of Juan Lagares in that he day one defensively he's better than 90% of starting MLB center fielders, and he was in
facts.
Double A, right?
Facts.
In Double A, he's defensively better than 90% of all of the starting MLB center fielders. But baseball is played on two sides. You get a chance, and they get a chance, right?
Yep.
And at the bat, he wasn't that, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, Alex Ramirez is that, but he looks like a very young. He looks like a very young
He looks
Carlos
like
Beltran, right? And Chet, and here's the funny thing, right? Here's the funny thing. Even after all of that, the Pete Crow Armstrong, PCA has made the All-Star game. PCA is a very good player. He's a franchise player with the Cubs, right? On all of that.
yep.
Even right now, though, Alex Ramirez is still only 22 years old.
Yep.
He's still only 22 years old right now. Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Right, and you're right, Tony. That's who he. Oh, you nailed it. I was
bro,
thinking
these
you were
dudes,
talking earlier.
hey, bro, the chat is smart, bro. This
They
chat,
are. They
bro.
are. Mets fans are smart. Mets fans are smart.
Right. Yeah. 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 Or maybe they've gone through too much.
Right.
Maybe I've gone through too much.
The moment I said it, I thought about how much pain I had, right? And I was like, "How smart is that?"
Right.
But yeah. And Andrew Jones was, if those who don't remember, was a like 50 home run hitting Gold Glove center field, and I just wanted to just take his face off, and he was a brave. Right. Yeah, the young man could have been, he was touted to be all sorts of people.
Right.
At that height, man, he was like the next Ken Griffey. Man, this guy was everything. Right. Junior, I'm talking.
Right.
So now I'm starting to think that that we said no because he's 6'4" and he's younger and we'll have him longer.
Right.
But let's not forget that wasn't under this regime.
Right. It wasn't.
So I'm not gonna blame Cohen or any of our guys for that. But still, it happened to the Mets, right? So I believe that it's still in the air. And that's why you're not seeing cute. Listen, I know that there's a big thing out there to go out and get what's my man in Detroit,
Eric Scooble.
But
because we're not getting Raleigh Green, bro.
No, not a chance. I'm about to say, if you, I am so torn about this because just a few years back, I'm gonna give you a great example, and Kev, I remember them very well. That Fernando Martinez and Lastings Millage. You remember Lastings Millage getting in trouble for hitting his first home run and going and high-fiving the whole first row in Shea
Yeah.
Stadium.
It was definitely a different time, bro.
Yeah,
Now, lasting in Millage in today's
yeah,
MLB, he'd be
yeah.
celebrated, bro.
Right. He could climb into the 8th row,
Yeah. Yeah.
sit down, eat a little ice cream with the kids, come back
Yeah.
in. They'll love him.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was tight back then. It was tight. It was tight, like tight like jeans on some people. So what
Right.
I'm saying is, even though we need to upgrade, I'll say it like this: Cohen didn't get that rich being dumb.
Right.
I think that he put smart people around them.
Yeah.
The Brewers were just the Brewers were cockadoodle soup.
Right.
And this guy built a team around them that was every year in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Stearns. And let's not front. I hope not everybody is very truthful here, that you weren't happy when you found out that we got Stearns over our last guy.
Right.
So, but he does give off this air of cheapness.
Oh boy. Here we go.
Here it comes.
Here we go. Let's talk about it. Here we go.
Here we go. He's giving off this air of cheapness slash farm system fear or farm system caution. I don't want to call him, I don't know the man. I'm not going to call him scared. I'm going to say it's farm system caution.
Right.
And there's some cheapness involved. From what I heard last year, the Cohens went down to Soto and his mom and the thing, not Stearns, the Cohens.
Yeah.
I don't remember hearing anything about Stearns on that flight.
Right. That was, they invited him. The only player that has ever been to Steve Cohen's house was Juan Soto.
Ever.
Right. And so I think that's how the story goes. Now, if I'm wrong, if I'm wrong, then I'm wrong trying to be on the side of right. Right. I'm not wrong on the side of ego. If I'm incorrect, it's because I want to get the truth out, but maybe I have some details misplaced, right? But when it came down to,
here, I promise you.
Yeah, when it came down to when it came down to pulling Juan Soto away from an environment that was comfortable, that he enjoyed, and surrounded by great talent, it took a salesman in order to get Juan Soto away, right? Because the Yankees offered similar money, and in order for you to when everything is just about equal, you have to have a comfort level with the people, because the Yankees pitch is the grass is not always greener on the other side. That's their pitch. We're going to offer you the same money, but the grass is not greener on the other side. You know what I'm saying? And so I think the difference came down to Steve Cohen's checkbook and passion for winning, and that in the baseball mullet. Y'all know what the mullet hairstyle is, right? Anybody in chat know what a mullet is?
I'm gonna tell you, I had it like 6th through 8th grade.
Yeah, business in the front, party in the back, right? So in the baseball mullet of things, the Yankees are the business in the front, and the Mets are the party in the back.
Yeah,
it's just what it is.
Yeah,
the Yankees are corporate, and the Mets now are party. Like we legit went from trying to be with the Wilpons. With the Wilpons, we were trying to emulate the Brooklyn Dodgers. It's the reason why Citi Field looks the way it does.
Good call.
Right? The Wilpons wanted the Mets to emulate the Brooklyn Dodgers. Like bring all your guys up to the farm. You're not gonna pay unless there's an elite guy and all this stuff. And
Yeah.
man, Steve Cohen is like, it's sports, bro. We want to win.
Bump that noise.
Have fun.
It's time. Yeah, bump that noise. It's time for us to go get it.
Right. Yeah. Like you don't have to lose and be sad. We can win, reach the end of the road and still be excited. Right? It's one of those things like one team wears black and white and the other team in New York is the opposite. The other team wears the loudest color on the color spectrum.
Oh, the color, and a very hard color to wear outside. Listen, I love it, but there's so many reasons why I don't like orange. But I love orange,
right,
because of my teams.
Right.
And let's not forget that Soto left a baseball park that you could bunt a home run out of.
Yeah. Yeah. A slap bunt. It's not even a regular bunt, but a slap bunt.
Like this. I literally saw Johnny Damon during a game go like this. And he stopped halfway. I was like, oh, damn. Because, I was like, what kind of swing was that? That thing went to the 8th row. I said, what the? That bandbox, and this is a lefty. That park is in the Bronx is built for lefty.
Right.
And he still came here. And there's a big sometimes, Tony, you know what? There is a lot of reasons that Soto said he accepted it, because the numbers were like this,
right?
Like this, literally.
Right.
I think almost identical.
Almost identical, right?
Almost identical.
Right.
Do you know what the biggest things were? That Soto came, got him before even shaking Soto's hand, went to his mother to thank his mother for allowing them in the house, whatever it might be, and then came over, and he said he loved two things. On Soto's end, he loved how we played and how we loved each other and how it didn't seem like a business, but it seemed like baseball and it seemed fun.
Thank you, Jose Iglesias.
Yes, it's OMG.
Right.
Come on. Uncle Freezie is going to sing it for us at the end.
Yeah. But you have to have the flashing lights, though.
Right. And your volume off.
Yeah.
So the deal is this. Now I'm going to be the backup singer. You have to have it up nice and hot. And with the Jose Iglesias, the OMGs, and all the stuff that was happening. Yep, that song still is. You're right, JJ. We were singing it this afternoon. And he asked a similar question to both teams, because he said he wasn't having so much fun over there in the Bronx. Had they had history there, but Soto knew if he came over here and won the World Series, that he would be a king alongside of Lindor. Last thing is that in the beginning, when he first got there, he asked the Yankees for a box because he's a big mama's boy, Soto. And they said, what? Basically, almost the way he explained it on the interview, they said he did the "what are you stupid" face. We didn't even give one to Jeter.
Right.
You Kevin, remember that? And Cohen caught wind of it, like a good businessman, and sat down with him and said, by the way, you and your family have a box for as long as you'll be here.
Right. Yep.
So right now, it's a D. I do not believe it's going to stay that way. My heart of hearts, I don't believe it's going to stay that way. I don't want it to stay that way. That's for sure.
Right.
Question I want to know is,
Wait. You ain't asked me my grade. Did you ask my grade?
oh, yeah. Oh, no, I didn't answer your grade. I didn't answer your grade.
Yeah. Let me.
All right, answer your. That's actually a good idea because I want to ask you something after I ask you the grade. What's your grade?
So my grade is split. My grade is an F minus, right? Not because of the baseball stuff, but the way the baseball stuff was handled, right? Like for instance, it may have been a C plus if communicated differently, right? So it might have been a C plus if communicated differently. Like if you told me, hey, listen, we appreciate Brandon Nimmo and everything he's done for the organization. We just feel like it's time to go in a new direction. Brandon Nimmo is a great person and a great player, but we value other aspects of the game and we want to go in a different direction in the game. We're thinking about the postseason and beyond, right? So it's one of them things like if they had said, we're only trading Nimmo because we want to improve, we want to have an elite defensive infield. If they had said that, right, then I'd have been like, you know what? The Marcus Semien thing is not bad, right? Because then the onus is not on getting Brandon Nimmo out of here. The onus is on bringing a great defender in here.
Right.
You feel me? Right? Like it's one of those things where if you simply had said the only reason why we traded Nimmo is because Texas only wanted Texas would only take Brandon Nimmo for Marcus Semien.
Right.
Right. And then so if that was said, then I'd have been like, okay, I get it.
I'm with you.
I get it, right? If they had said, listen, we brought in Marcus Semien, Jeff McNeil is a vet that deserves to play every day, right? If they, because Jay, follow me, like if you do the Marcus Semien deal, say that about Nimmo, then once Semien is here, you're like, hey, listen, it's not fair to Jeff McNeil to come off the bench. We have young bench guys that we will probably play over him because we value their long-term development. Right. So we're going to trade Jeff McNeil away to a team that's going to allow him to play every day, right? Which I would be like, okay.
Yes, I'm with you.
Right? I would be, I'm going to give a pound to my man. So the thing is, if
man, you so on point right now, and I wanted to say F minus, but I was being nice.
Because it's not the way, it's not the deals that you've done, it's the way that you communicate that information to the public. Because the thing is, you're supposed to be playing for the fans. The fans are the most important part of this equation. Listen, in real life, I am 1 in 8 billion in real life, right? In real life, Jay The Chozen one is 1 in 8 billion. We want to feel special, but we're 1 in 8 billion that walk around on this planet, right?
Facts.
Right? We want to think we're higher or lower, whatever, however, we get to whatever, right? But in real life, we're 1 in 8 billion, right? But in sports, the fans are the most important.
No doubt.
So when you don't communicate what you do because you feel like you're too smug to communicate with the fans, like David Stearns is new here. It don't matter. David Stearns has been a Mets fan his whole life, indoctrinated into this Mets thing, diehard Mets fan, but you're new here in this role.
Yeah.
Right? You've never had this role before. You're new. right? So the fact that we're not speaking to or speaking about things that have happened in the way that these things have happened makes us think that David Stearns and that smug ass smile in these press conferences don't care anything about the Mets. Is it fair? No, it's not fair to assume. Does he bleed blue and orange? Probably. But we don't know that because they don't say anything. Right? Because this could have easily been a C plus offseason. You could have easily said, hey, so we're trading Jeff McNeil away because Marcus Semien is going to be the everyday second baseman. And in fairness to Jeff McNeil, we're going to trade him away where he could play every day. But in return, we got a high potential young arm that one day is going to contribute on the major league level. You hear how different that sounds?
Yeah.
The whole thing just sounds different. And this is not, you don't have to put out numerous statements and blah, blah, blah. You say that one time and move on.
Yep.
But that's the reason why they get an F minus, because the F minus is not about what they've done. Because listen, major league teams shed older guys every offseason. That's not new. Right? Guys get in their guys get in their 30s and teams trade 30-year-olds away all the time. Right? That's not new. The Mets didn't create that. But when you do that on the low and then promise us an incoming whatever, and then we wait every day for that whatever, and every day that goes by, that thing doesn't happen, we're like, yo, what are they doing?
Yeah.
Right. So that's the thing. That's the thing that gets me, right? Because because ultimately, if that's your stance, if your stance is to like improve over a thing or whatever, right? Basically, like what Jay the Chosen One alluded to earlier is this. David Stearns is treating this like a small market team when you're the biggest boy on the block.
Period.
Right. When you're the biggest boy on the block, when you're, oh yeah, Stearns. I'm sorry. I keep saying Cohen. I'm sorry. Stearns. I'm sorry. Yeah. When you're Stearns, when you're David Stearns and you have Steve Cohen's backing, you don't have to approach this like the Miami Marlins. You think the Dodgers approach this like the Miami Marlins?
Does it look like they do? That's what I mean, right?
Hell no. They flex. Like anytime a big time free agent is hitting the market, you're like, I don't know if we're gonna outbid the Dodgers. Right?
Always, every time.
Right? But shouldn't that be, yo, I don't know if we'll be able to outbid the Dodgers and the Mets. That's what the conversation should be. Especially when you have an owner that can spend.
And that's what I thought it was. That's what I thought they were doing. Cohen comes in. He says we're going to do this in 1 to 5 years. I'm going to upgrade this, that, and the third. I'm going to do all these things. The fact is, he did some of those things. But after it doesn't work, what's your next move? That's my question. And in my perspective, it's double down.
Right.
So I'm gonna be really honest with you. I was gonna say F, but I didn't want to be Dougie Downer and say that they didn't do anything because they went out and got a couple pitchers and went out and got Polanco, and they did get rid of some people like I'm gonna be very honest with you.
Marte.
Yeah, right. And Nimmo has a noodle for an arm and didn't know how to steal the base and didn't have range, and we didn't win with those guys. Let's be honest about that stuff. You know, I was mentioning something earlier too. Like last year, just seemed like an anomaly of weird stuff.
Right.
Besides the fact of having the the ball in our court down to the last day again. Don't forget, that's 2 years in a row. The year
Right.
before, because of the magic and the energy and the love and the way things were rolling together, we came 2 games away.
We had to beat the Braves. It did.
Right. We finally beat them. We beat them.
And we beat the Braves in a clutch moment.
Right. Right. With the clutch homer from the clutch guy who plays shortstop.
Yeah.
So then you hear all sorts of noise about like these guys don't get along and these guys don't. They get rid of the players then. Get rid of the players. But while you're getting rid of some players, bring some others in.
Right.
Which eventually I believe they have ideas against what I perceive, what I really would like to see. Like, why are we having such a big problem signing a ace? Just don't make him Japanese, because every time we go for one, they get hurt or they need 6 starters.
Right.
You guys do know that if Sanger never gets hurt, his ERA is 1.04 for the entire year. He's an excellent pitcher in the whole thing.
Right.
But also, if my aunt had something else, she'd be my uncle.
Right.
So like we can't do ifs and what ifs and all that other stuff. But we do have to make realistic stuff happen, and we cannot be kept in the dark. No one wants to be kept in the dark, especially after your team gets really close to the World Series.
Right.
And then the next year you blow it the last day when the ball's in your court.
Right.
So we have a great farm system.
Right.
We got a couple plays we know that's going to be good. Now, right? We all agree McLean is at least right now a number 2 pitcher. Maybe on this team the ace.
I'm gonna disagree with you, bro.
Okay.
I'm gonna disagree with you based on a point that I think I may have told you before, maybe not. The older I get, bro, conversations tie together is because I have so many conversations, but I think the most talented pitcher long term is Jonah Tong.
Oh, we yes, right. We talked about it. Yeah.
If Jonah Tong gets a legitimate weapon third pitch, right? I think if Jonah Tong legit gets a gentleman. Look at Mitchell Robinson just finger rolled, bro.
Oh, you know what, bro? I'm not watching that.
Man. Yo, get out of here, bro. Get out of here.
Oh, bro, you killed me. I forgot all about watching it.
Finger roll, bro. And yo, I'm sorry, cut me off guard. But yo, the Jonah Tong point, though. If Jonah Tong had a secondary pitch or a tertiary pitch,
I'm listening
to keep pitches off his first 2 pitches, I think he's not only the best pitcher on our roster, but maybe in the National League. I think Jonah Tong can be that good if that third pitch comes through, right? here's the thing, though. That's a mighty big if, right?
A
And I'm also
mighty big if.
and I'm also a super believer in Christian Scott, right? I'm a
Okay.
super believer in Christian Scott. I think when Christian Scott gets back next year, this whole conversation of we need to go find an ace is over. Now, chat, listen. All these things are ifs, right? All these things are ifs, right? Like it's way too early. These guys have to prove themselves, right? These guys have to prove themselves and all of that stuff. They have to. Let's see how these guys look after about 500 innings in Major League Baseball, right? 500 innings is about 3 years for these guys, right? Like it'll be about somewhere in the neighborhood of about 3 years or so, right? In 3 years, where is Noah McLean? Where is Brandon Sproat? Where is Jonah Tong? Where is Christian Scott? And then the guys that are behind them, where are they at?
Okay. Which we have plenty of guys coming behind them too. Like, and that didn't mean, I don't do the pause game, but you know what I mean. I'm going to disagree with your disagreement only on this. I don't disagree with you that the fact that Tong might have the bigger upside in the long term.
Right.
But when I mentioned Will Watson, remember I was talking about him earlier, Santucci, I was talking about earlier. Yeah. So what I'm saying is right now, today, the season, we're talking about the season now.
Right.
Right now, I don't disagree with you that that Tom could be a good to excellent player. I'm not sure I'm in the same boat with you as he's going.
Tim Lincecum is who I'm thinking of.
Who?
That's my comp. Tim Lincecum is my comp for Jonah Tong.
He's been compared heavily to him. He has a
except the Tim Lincecum's curveball is crazy. No, but that's a Hall of Fame curveball, right? Nobody's going to have a Hall of Fame curveball like that.
Right? It was so sad that he got hurt the way he did. And Posey, that team. I mean, I don't really care, but if anybody knows their history, their orange is a big reason. Yeah, Lincecum, I love Lincecum. I liked a lot, man. With the hair wild out and the way he pitched, yeah, I could see that. But at the moment, McLean is a 2 or a 3 over Tong at this particular moment.
See, because I understand it and I feel you, right? The thing is, with an ace, your ace doesn't have to have the best stuff, right? He doesn't have to have the best pitching arsenal. He has to have the best overall makeup, right? Like chat, for instance, to me, the epitome of an ace is a guy like Jack Morris, right? If you remember Jack Morris from back in the day, Jack Morris's ERA by the time he got to the playoffs might have been like 3.6 something. But you did not want to pitch when it comes to game 1, game 4, game 7, you gotta go Jack Morris, bro. Right? Yeah. Like you gotta go Jack Morris in game 1, game 4, game 7 of your playoffs. Right? Yo. Like I like Noah McLean, right? I like McLean, right? I feel as if he is the I feel as if he's the Jacob deGrom of that staff that we had in 2015. Right? Definitely. Still a little raw, but you need a Matt Harvey. Matt Harvey didn't have the best stuff. He had the best makeup, though. Matt Harvey, remember when you used to call him the Dark Knight? Remember Matt Harvey was the Dark Knight, bro?
Bro, he used to walk through Central Park with somebody with a camera, and he'd be like, "Hey, have you ever met somebody? You know anybody named Matt Harvey?"
Right.
He used to do. He was bigger than anything in the world. And
Right.
DeGrom didn't say a word. That's what I loved about him. He wasn't like that. Didn't say a
Right.
word.
Because the person with the best natural stuff
Doesn't need to
may
talk.
have been of that group of the best natural stuff may have been Noah Syndergaard early on because his fastball was super electric, right? Noah, you remember we used to call him Thor because his fastball was lightning, bro.
You
We
remember when he
legitimately
told Money Grip, I'm 66 feet away. If you want smoke, come and get it. Yo, man.
right,
He was definitely that guy.
right. And JJ, I see your point. I have a overall point. I see you because listen, Jay and I have had this conversation at least 4 times since I met Jay. Right, at least 4 times.
Oh, at least.
Right, and, about Wheeler, DeGrom, Steven Matz, Noah Syndergaard, Matt Harvey,
Harvey. Yep.
Seth Lugo. Like we
Lugo.
legit had this conversation a bajillion times.
Yep.
But the thing I'm saying, the point I'm getting at is if we're saying that McLean is our ace, then I think we may be discounting Brandon Sproat a little bit because he's got some grind to him, right? He's got some grind to him too. Like he's legitimately got some stuff to him. Man, Jonah Tong has this thing called talent though. Like he's got skills in his arm. Like Jonah Tong has arm talent, right? Now I know McLean has the sweeper, right? McLean has the sweeper, the wipeout pitch, right?
Yeah, the wipeout. Yeah.
Yeah, the fastball and then the sweeper. You know what I'm saying? So I get that, right? But
and dope
the thing
curve.
is, yeah. The thing is if he's hey Tony, that's what I believe. Christian Scott may be the ace, him or Jonah Tong. But the fact that we have a Dwight Gooden, Ron Darling, Sid Fernandez, Rick
Bobby.
Aguilera type of thing going. I'll give you a different one. We have a Jason Isringhausen, Bill Pulsifer. You remember that group of aces?
JP, what was it called? What do they call them again? They had a name.
They were called, I think they were called Full House or something, a Royal Full, something, whatever it is when you have 4 aces.
Yeah.
Right.
It's both 4 aces.
Yeah, whatever it is when you have 4 aces with Isringhausen, Pulsifer, and I forget the other 2 guys.
Generation K.
Yeah, yes. Generation K. That's it.
Yes,
that's
very good.
That's it. Hey, they know their stuff, bro.
Yo, Mets fans.
These dudes know their stuff, bro. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. They know. Hey, bro. Hey.
And you know what? Tong has. So we've only seen snippets, right? It's fair to say that, especially at Tong. We've only seen snippets.
Right.
At the particular moment, I agree with you on what you're saying. I don't see any of them as the Matt Harvey, and I don't want to see any of them just yet. I do want to see a Matt Harvey-esque pitcher.
Right.
And maybe I don't know. Maybe is McLean with that wild sweeper and the fire stuff him instead of DeGrom? Right. I don't know. Because if they are going to use these pitchers next year, they're definitely going to use McLean.
Right.
I want to answer from the chat. Are they going to use Sproat this coming year? And from Freeze, what do you think? Is he in the rotation this year?
Yes, and I'm going to say around June.
Around June,
right? Because you have to give David.
Think, bro?
You got to give David Peterson a chance, bro. Like you legit just
Yeah,
can't
he's
put
gonna.
him on ice. You just can't move him to the bullpen, bro. Right? You
That's
can't
who it
just,
was.
yeah, you can't just move. And then also you can't also move Clay Holmes back to the bullpen, right? Because it took a year to stretch him out. And then if you put him back in the bullpen, that means you're gonna still have to do another process of stretching him back out. So you have to
Yeah,
have Clay Holmes in your lineup.
yeah, he's gonna have to stay there because if you can't do the back and forth with people like that,
Nah,
especially with pitchers, you can't do that.
that's the
Yeah,
reason
and that
why
was
that's the
it.
reason why Mark Vientos is inconsistent because his role was inconsistent.
Right, with 100%. The man hit 27 home runs. The next year, he went down to AAA,
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
and that's who it was. It was Wilson, Isringhausen, and what's his name?
Yeah, Tony, I agree with you. I don't think he's not going to the pen. But the thing is if you
No,
if you if you bring up Sproat, Tong, and all them guys, somebody in that rotation is either going to get traded or go to the pen. That's the reason. That's the reason why I'm saying the young guys. I don't think we're going to see a lot of them because you already have established number 3 starters. Like the Mets have a bunch of established number 3, 4, and 5 starters.
yeah, I agree with that.
All them guys, all them Sean Mania, all those guys, man. You know. So.
Yeah, those are established 4 and 5 guys.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, or 5 and 6 guys. And yes, that's a great point, by the way. Something that I was speaking about earlier is that in '86, Doc was one of the best pitchers I've ever seen in my life.
Right.
And he didn't even make when they won, he didn't even make the parade.
Yeah, that's a way different. Yeah,
way different scenario because of his
demons.
Right. And Blade got it right as saying the same thing. And NYC got the better of Harvey, he's saying. Same thing with Doc. NYC got the better of Doc. Doc came from a quiet town down in Florida, quiet.
Yeah.
And yeah, it got them both.
Yeah.
And the good thing about Doc came back. Harvey couldn't. It was a different era also. You got to understand that too.
Yeah.
Just a different era. Like no one knew about talking about their feelings, going to you go to a rehab for a little while. It's like Club Med, probably getting toasted in there. Yeah, I wish Harvey would have had a longer. We want somebody who pitched like the Harvey that pitched the All-Star game at home. Remember when we had the All-Star game at home and Harvey was the starting pitcher?
Harvey was the starter, bro.
Did he not strike out the side? I believe the first. Remind me, Al, if he did. I believe he struck out the side first inning in that All-Star game.
But the thing about that too is that moment. Let me drown myself in this moment. Since you took us there.
Hold on, I'm gonna sit back. Yeah.
so since you put us in that moment, right?
Yeah.
The Mets in that moment were on the verge of getting scorching hot. Remember this because we didn't know we were going to make the playoffs. Like we were just at the verge of catching fire. Like we were like striking the flint. Like trying, and then we pull off the trade with Atlanta to get the 2 guys off their bench. Remember we got the 2 guys off the bench in Atlanta, right? And then there is a power hitter in, I can't remember if he was in Oakland or Detroit.
He was at that point in Detroit.
Detroit, right? He was in Detroit, right? So the rumor is the Mets are working on a deal to get this slugger out of Detroit, right? And the funny thing is this. They are trying to move him. Because at that time he had the speed and range and arm to play center field. And he was struggling trying to play center. So they move him to left, move him to center. They're like, why can't you play center if you have this speed and athleticism? You should be able to play center, but center field is is instincts, right? You can't just go to center field and be like, I'm just going to play out here. Nah, you got to be. It's like playing shortstop, right? It's like playing shortstop. You just can't go over there and think you're going to play it. You have to download so much information, have the athletic ability and the arm strength, right, to play shortstop, right? And so it's one of them things, man, where this guy is killing it, and the All-Star game, and people are like, "Yo, the Mets are one bat away. The Mets are one bat away from being the best team in baseball." Meanwhile, the Kansas City Royals are like, hold my beer.
Right? Who cares?
but that moment, the reason why I enjoyed that moment is because while we were looking at Cespedes, Noah Syndergaard established himself. Like Noah Syndergaard at the same time. Remember, we were looking over here, and Noah Syndergaard is over here. Like, nah, I'm the best pitcher on the staff. Right? And then there are these rumblings of a guy, Steven Matz. You know, they have a guy, Steven Matz. He's that lefty on the way. He's going to be. And so while we're focused on this, now all of a sudden, the Mets don't have to trade for a bunch of arms at the deadline because all of a sudden, that young group of arms is stacked.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
And Cespedes is on crazy fight.
And he wants to be a Met.
Yep.
And he wanted to be a Met, bro. Yeah. So you just that's your fault. You took me to that moment, bro.
Yeah, that's all right. I like that. That was. I'll never forget all that because I was watching that game. It was trade night. I see Flores crying at shortstop. If you remember the whole thing, he was playing shortstop that night. We weren't getting Cespedes at first. We were getting Carlos Gomez.
Cargo. We were getting Cargo. Yeah.
Yeah. And that fell through, thank God.
Right.
And then the very next day, Flores comes up. They clap for him. And he walks off with a home run.
Classic Mets story, bro.
Classic Mets story, man.
Yeah.
The heartstrings are tugging.
Bro. And the funny thing about that, you mentioned that, right? The funny thing about it is Jose Reyes is solidified at shortstop. But the Mets have two young shortstops behind Jose Reyes. One named Wilmer Flores and the other one named Ruben Tejada. Yeah. Right? And the Mets are like, we gotta find a spot for these guys. Like, we have to find a spot for these guys. And this is one of the reasons why I felt like the Mets let Reyes walk as opposed to trying to throw the bag at him. Right? The thing is with me is I feel like we should have kept all of them. But Jose Reyes said it numerous times that Ruben Tejada could be the best shortstop in baseball if he put the work in. But he wouldn't put the extra work in. It's just what it. Wilmer Flores put all the extra work in. He just wasn't gifted physically like Reyes and Tejada.
Right.
But Wilmer Flores had unbelievable baseball IQ and power. Right. Legitimately, Wilmer Flores said he learned how to speak English by watching Friends.
By watching TV show Friends.
Yep. That's how he learned how to speak English.
From like Joey.
Bro, yeah.
How you doing? How many times do you think he was in front of that mirror going, how you doing?
Right. And so now, and all these years later, like 10 years later, we find ourselves in a situation where we have the same situation at shortstop. You got your Lindor, right? You have your Jet Williams, your Ronald Angel Acuna, your Ronnie Mauricio. You have what's the other guy? The other shortstop in AAA.
Jet Williams, Ronnie. We said Ronnie Mauricio. Tell me again.
Acuna.
Acuna.
Yeah. So you have like
we have like 4 that are really close.
right.
What you call it? Give me a second. Sorry about that.
Right. All right, everybody. So end of the first quarter, Pistons and Knicks. Pistons up 1-30-32. Yeah, AJ Ewing, that's the guy.
AJ Ewing. Sorry, yes.
That's the guy.
Tony,
So,
I'm angry.
Yeah, I can't. We speak about so many prospects, bro. It's like
it's true.
It's hard to keep track of like 70 or 80 people, bro.
Yeah.
It's not like basketball where you have a set 18 guys you're going to talk about all year, right? Like things aren't going to change unless there's a trade, right? So it's easy to talk about that personnel. But here's the thing, just real quick, because
but it hurts because he's like the 6th best in our thing.
but he's young though.
Yeah, he's young.
He's young. Here's the thing. I know this is an unpopular take, and I know you guys love Francisco Lindor. I love Francisco Lindor also. Right? At what point are we going to move him to second base?
For one of the kids.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Anybody.
Yeah, JJ likes Ewing a lot. Ewing has a lot of upside.
Yeah.
And everybody loves the name Ewing in New York, by the way.
Bro, if he wears 33 for the Mets, bro, I promise you. If he wears 33 in New York, bro, I promise you I'm going to get an AJ Ewing tattoo on my neck.
You all heard it here. You heard it here. And I'm going to take him.
Right. Yep.
I might do it.
So here's the thing. Here's the thing with Lindor. And y'all hear me out on it. Like, I'm not bashing Lindor. I'm just stating a fact, right?
Okay.
The Mets double play situation at up the middle was terrible. Not terrible in an overall baseball sense, but terrible for what the Mets expect up the middle. Okay. So like this is the franchise of Bud Harrelson and Felix Milian, right? This is the franchise of Rafael Santana and Wally Backman up the middle, right?
Yeah.
This is the franchise of Ray Ordonez and Edgar Alfonso up the middle.
There it is.
Right.
Thank you.
This is the franchise of Jose Reyes and Daniel Murphy.
A bunch of different second basemen. Yeah. But
this is
Kaz Matsui.
Kaz Matsui. Yeah. This is the franchise of pitching and defense. Basically, is what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
Right. Last year, the Mets duo up the middle was a negative 0.9, right? A negative 0.9 defensive double play conversion, right? Like your conversion, you would expect it to be even and not negative. I think that's the reason why Jeff McNeil is gone. But at the same time, it wasn't just Jeff McNeil.
No.
Right. And so I'm not blaming Lindor, right? I don't think Lindor had the best defensive season. Right. I know that probably doesn't make sense, right? Right. I know that doesn't make sense in a sense because like I talk about in basketball, it's hard to be a Gold Glover and Silver Slugger at the same time. It's hard. Like Jay,
Definitely.
it's not fair. It's not fair to ask somebody to be a Gold Glover at the hardest defensive position
Yeah.
and a Silver Slugger at the hardest defensive position.
I mean, think about how many there aren't, or you get my point. How many there are? Very, very few.
Very few. We take guys
Very
like Mookie
few.
Betts for granted.
That's a nice goal
We
right
we
there.
take guys like Fernando Tatis Jr. for granted. Right? Great, a great, great, great defender and a dangerous bat. Right?
Wow, that's a good call.
Yeah. Yeah. So the thing is, I'm not saying move Lindor right now. I don't want to move him. In fact, I want to submit him there, right, for at least the next 2 years. But when you start talking about a 34-year-old shortstop, I think the conversation that you have to have the conversation, like,
Yeah.
then you start to DH him a little bit
34?
in order to keep him fresh for the postseason. Yeah, Cat, let's go.
Do you think I can't find it? What channel is it on?
We have it on Discord. Man, join the Discord, bro.
Oh yeah. What am I doing?
What's Jay doing? What's Jay doing, man?
I'm on the Met. I'm Met zoning. I'm Met zoning, brother. I'm Met zoning right now. I am so Met zoning.
Right. So we're pulling double duty, y'all. So we're doing the Mets live stream, and one of these days we're gonna put the link in the chat. One of these days we're gonna put the link in the chat so we can have more people up here. Right. But here's my thing though. Lindor probably has. I think I might want to limit his reps a little teeny bit, not because of age, but some of these young guys need some minutes at shortstop, bro. They need some reps at short. Because here's the thing: if Lindor is going to play 160 games at short, what's Ronald Angel Acuna doing on the roster? What do we need him for?
Yeah.
And he's out of options. So he's got to make the opening day roster.
Yeah.
So what are you thinking? Ultimately, what are you thinking? Are you thinking that I'm off my rocker for saying play Lindor 135 games at short and about 20 games as DH?
No, I know you're asking everybody. I'm going to answer this conversation we're having. I think 135 might even be too much. I think at this point right now, I mean, I don't know how he seems like a type of guy that is that me? No. That you?
Nope.
Okay. So then I press my phone that says, "How can I help you today?" Anyway, to answer that question, just be quiet.
They hear you talking about they hear you talking about Lindor. That's Lindor's people, bro.
That was Lindor's people just hit me up. I think Lindor is the type of player, and this has no like bearing on me knowing anything about him at all. Period.
Right.
But I think that Lindor probably wants to get the most out of his career.
Right.
At the same time, I look at him and I say, does this man, like, let me ask you a question. Just real quick, and so I just want to answer if you agree with me in that. At this particular moment, would you call him, even if you didn't name him this and you didn't have to do it, would you call him like the leader, the captain of the team right now?
Yes, he's the captain.
I agree with you.
He's the captain.
But as the captain of the team, do you say I will do anything for this team to win?
Yes.
So then my answer to you is I believe that he will do it. Just from that alone.
Yeah.
From that alone.
And so here's the thing about guys in that situation, right? When you're the captain of a team in New York City, bro. So chat, I don't know if all of you guys and gals live in New York City, or live New York City adjacent, or if you're in different parts of the country, right? I don't know how you got to be a fan. That's your business, how you got to be a fan, right? But we welcome you as a fan, right? Also at the same,
Definitely.
right?
100%.
The thing is, when you're the captain of a New York team, like you're legitimately in a category with Lou Gehrig, David Wright, Mark Messier,
Messier.
Derek Jeter, Gary Carter. Like you're legit in
Oof.
in a group of names like that. Who's the captain of the Islanders? I keep forgetting his name. The Islanders from the early '80s. I cannot remember that dude's name.
Wasn't it Pat LaFontaine?
Was it?
Was it LaFontaine? I'm a Ranger fan, but I thought LaFontaine was their captain.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
I'll look it up, but I mean, the truth is that he was their guy.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But when you're a captain, when you get the C on your chest in New York City, you're special, bro.
Yeah.
You're special, bro. Like legitimately, when you're when you're in a group with David Wright and Gary Carter, you're special, bro.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the thing is with him, if he's that, bro, I'm not looking to get rid of him, move him, or anything. What I'm saying is save him. You know what I'm saying? Save him.
Right.
Right? Shoot, save him from himself.
And by saving him, you DH him,
Right.
and maybe you even throw him at second here and there.
Right.
And I think that and I personally, honestly think that he would do it. And the reason why I think he would do it is because this man seems to be, I don't know what kind of
Will do
issues he
anything for
had
this
with that.
franchise and to win.
Say it again.
He'll do anything for this franchise and to win.
Right. I don't think about this. Lindor's been here the first of many stallions to sign with that team. Do you know he does not want to retire or leave here not winning a championship?
Right. Yeah, Bridges, let's go. Yeah. Yeah.
At all. So to say that, I'm gonna say that he definitely wants to win.
But to extend his career, do you lighten his load? Because the thing is, if you had the conversation with Lindor, you're like, "Hey, bro, you really good, man. We want to have you, blah blah blah." And I'm like, "Nah, I'm the best option at shortstop you got, maybe in the National League, period." And that's going to be hard to argue, bro. Like, what guy in those 30 games or those 25 games that Lindor is at shortstop is going to be comparable to Lindor? Nobody. But you want him to be fresh, though.
Yeah, you do. That's so tough, man. I really believe he would do it though.
Right.
I mean, I want to believe that he would do it.
Right. Right.
I think that's what I'm trying to say.
Right.
I want to believe that he would do that.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Because why not?
I love Lindor, bro.
Me too.
I'm not gonna lie. Okay, let me state it like this. I wasn't a fan of Lindor in Cleveland. I felt like he was a great player, but I never
Yeah.
wanted him. Right? I felt like Andres Jimenez, Luis Guillorme, or Ahmed Rosario was going to hold it down at shortstop for us. That's what I felt. Right? I felt like Guillorme, Rosario, Jimenez. So Rosario, I felt like
Amad
we already.
Ramirez,
I felt like we had this infield of the future. I felt like with Dom Smith at first base and Pete Alonso coming up to be the DH, I felt like that was the infield of the future. Obviously, Pete Alonso turned that whole narrative on his head.
You sure did. And Dom Smith was looking like, what the?
Pete Alonso was hitting a home run every day, it seemed like. Remember in the minors, Pete Alonso was like, and Pete Alonso was an older prospect. Remember, Pete Alonso came up at what, age 25?
25, yep, 25, 26, something like that.
One last thing before we go, bro. One last thing before we go.
Yeah, because I want to.
Yeah, I want to focus on this next game, bro.
It's all right.
But one other thing, but at the same time, man, we having fun in here. A lot of people are joining.
I don't have to go. That's not what I meant. You know what I said was, sorry.
No. Oh, I'm sorry. Then I'm sorry for interjecting, man. My bad.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say? My bad.
No. I'm piggybacking on what you're gonna say. Go ahead, brother. Nothing at all. I got what I wanted to say out. I felt like I said, "Oh, I think it's time to go Knicks are on." So that's what I don't want any of my Mets friends and brothers and sisters to think that I am not having the best time ever talking about my favorite baseball team. Actually, to be honest with you, I'm gonna be very honest with you. My favorite team in sports is the Mets.
Right, me too.
Period.
Me too.
And I love the Knicks. I love the Giants.
I don't love the Giants, bro.
Yeah.
The Giants don't love people back.
No, they don't love me back. You can't win a game when you could be the second pick. Anyway, I just like Dallas so much. I still wanted to lose that. But anyway, I love the Mets and I love the Knicks. So I wasn't trying to rush off of you.
No, that was my fault for cutting you off in chat. That's the reason why sometimes I just like try to sit and be patient, because sometimes when you have a couple of people here, you know what I'm saying? So that's my fault for interrupting. Right. But the Jose Ramirez thing is a conversation that we have like behind the scenes a lot. Like why not? Why not Jose Ramirez? What I was gonna ask you guys is, what in the tarnation are we gonna do with Kevin Parada? Yeah, remember anybody remember Kevin Parada, first round pick out of Georgia Tech, the catcher?
Yeah.
What are we gonna do with Kevin Parada, bro?
Well, I'm gonna tell you this. We got a catcher now who at first year hits 25 home runs. Who remember, the backup catcher is in the 1% of throwing everybody out.
Right.
He himself, Alvarez, is not far behind him. Right. So he's a two-way. He's a offense and defensive catcher. Remember, in the beginning, they were trying to figure out if he is only just an offensive catcher.
Catcher slash DH. Yeah.
Right. And
kind of like the guy in New York. The guy in New York. The guy that plays catcher and first base for the Yankees. The young guy.
Oh, yes.
I I understand if you don't know because I'm not a Yankees fan. I can't remember his name either.
I definitely don't know his name, but a catcher and a first base. I don't know. If it's the Yankees, I don't know. If he was never on the Mets, I don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
I know you're gonna be eating you alive. You're gonna be you'll text me later. It's such and such.
Only 5 o'clock in the morning is when I'll do
Yeah,
that.
5:20.
So, or 4:20, depending on your lifestyle.
Right, depending on what you do and what you like.
Right.
So this guy was supposed to be a great hitter and a catcher. Oh yes, Austin Wells.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for doing that now and that at 4:20, Tony. I he turned out to be a much better catcher than we thought. But and there's a but there. He has 2 hurt hands now. Not 1, 2. And you're a catcher and your hands hurt, both of them. I hope that he recovers well. But we have 2 or 3 catchers in our top 30. And there's plenty of catchers out there to trade for. Plus, we have a good backup. If I don't think we let him go, right? Did we let is he still
No,
signed?
Terrence is here. Terrence is
Yeah,
here.
Trent is here. I'm not really nervous about that, though. If you're changing your team to all defensive team, and let's say that Polanco is actually a really good first baseman,
Yeah.
I would put Alvarez at DH right now and let Torrens catch, only because that's your optimal DH. That's your optimal defensive team.
Yeah.
He was throwing people out while he was looking for like a hot dog. He was like throwing people out.
Right. Right.
So,
Yeah.
I hope he gets better. I hope he like really, really, really recovers, because he was starting to call good games and play good games, and I also think he can come back and hit 25 home runs again. So I hope so.
Yeah, but two things. Like what Tony said, I don't think Terrence is a quality everyday catcher, because baseball is played on both sides. Terrence is not a good hitter, bro, at all.
No, he's
Right?
not a good hitter.
Yeah, but his defense is elite. Right? He's a Gold Glove caliber catcher, right? But his offense is trash. It's the reason why he's not a journeyman catcher, but it's the reason why he's not an everyday catcher, right? My thing though with Alvarez, I think his best skill, right? You know, people say a 5'2" player, whatever.
Yep.
I think Alvarez's best skill is his work ethic. Like all the tropes, all the things you say or shouldn't be true about an everyday major league catcher are false against him. His body type at 5'10", 230 pounds, he shouldn't be fast, but he is, right? A slugger catcher type. This dude has proven in the right circumstance he can hit for average. He has the ability to hit for average. Like he has the ability, the promise, the potential, the potential to hit at least 270. It wouldn't surprise me if Alvarez was a 35 to 40 home run type catch, like the guy in Seattle.
Yep.
The guy in Seattle, it wouldn't surprise me if Alvarez was that, because I think Alvarez has more power than him, but less contact. And you can't hit home runs unless you make contact, right?
So he could hit 60
In Citi Field?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
He could he hit 80 in Yankee Stadium?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Right. Because the only reason why I say no to 60 is
Yeah,
because I think he can get to 50 because we play a lot of games in Philly and we play
yeah,
a lot of games in Washington. At
yeah.
the same time, at the same time, we play a lot of games in Atlanta and a lot of games in Miami. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the advantage you get in one place is maybe taken away in other places,
You
right?
say Cincinnati too, right? On that one?
Yeah,
So,
well, we'll play Cincinnati. We'll play
yeah.
the Yankees,
Yes,
right?
we will.
You know what I'm saying? We'll play Colorado, right? But then we'll also play San Francisco. We'll also play the Dodgers, right?
Right, right, right,
Yeah,
right, right.
yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I think it'll balance out. 35 or 40 is a reasonable expectation. I think
Yeah.
it's a reasonable expectation. But the point that I wanted to get to is Kevin Parada. What are you gonna? What did we spent a first round pick on him, bro?
Is he is he valuable to others besides us? That's my question to you. Like, we like this guy. We want this guy to succeed, right? We're talking about Alvy, right? You want you want him to succeed just like I do. No doubt about it. We both like him. We both think that um he could get back that mojo from the first year
Right.
offensively. And if he heals completely right, everything's right, with that work ethic and everything that he brings. Yeah, Cal Riley. If he brings that, I would say 35 is a great number to
Right.
add to that, to a lineup that other people are hitting,
Right.
25, 30, 30. Because I think if Beatty has a full year this year at third, I think he's going to hit 25 homers
Easy.
easily. He hit 17 and he got sent down to minor leagues like I think 14 times this year.
Yeah, it seems like it, right. Just really quick on Kevin Parada though. I think Kevin Parada should be moved from behind the plate and moved to first base. Right. Be a bat first baseman. Right. And then move Kevin Parada up the ranks, right? And add him to the mix of Ryan Clifford and I keep saying Ryan Clifford. I keep wanting to say Ryan Clifford for some reason, but I'm thinking
And now
that
that you said it, I can't think of it because you said I hate when that happens.
yeah,
Somebody said the name. We said the name earlier.
yeah, I forgot his name.
I'll get it back.
The Knicks defense is terrible, man. This Knicks defense is what
I'm
are
gonna
we
tell
doing?
you, not I know a lot of people like the Knicks, orange and blue,
Right.
orange and blue. But let me just say something. We are not looking good at all lately. At
Nah,
all.
nah.
I don't want to get started on that right this second, but at all.
Right, right.
And
Um,
that hurts.
so I got a wrap right here just to make sure that we come in under the 2 hour mark. Thank you everybody for coming through, rocking with us. I'm gonna try to do this more often.
Yeah, we'll do
So I have a Met show where I just jump on by myself and just rock for a little bit. I do like the idea of doing a live stream though, where Met fans jump on and we legit just rock the spot. But we'll see what direction the channel goes in. We're just trying to grow it, have a community, kind of like the Knicks community we built. So on that, I'm just gonna say thank you to everybody that came through and watched on X and on YouTube. Thank you for all the people that are watching this on replay. Thank y'all, man, for coming through and supporting the channel. Hit that like button, right? Hit that like button. It's the thing that looks like a thumb. Just go ahead and, and hit that.
Looks like this
And
thing.
yeah, hit that, right? And so we're gonna get out of here, man. Thank y'all. for coming through, man.
Peace. Let's go, mess.
Peace, everybody.